Law enforcement fights crime in our neighborhoods. The eyes and ears of the community can prove vital in these efforts. Stay vigilant. Your tip could crack the next case. This is a KLFY Plus exclusive. Acadiana Crimestoppers.
Welcome to this week's edition of Acadiana Crimestoppers, the show which partners law enforcement and community to help solve and prevent crime on our streets. In this episode, we will cover the crime of the week, parish by parish. We will also detail Lafayette Parish's most wanted with Lafayette City Marshal Reggie Thomas. And we will also have a conversation with St. Martinville Police Chief Ricky Martin to discuss how his department is helping to fight crime in that area. We begin in St. Martin Parish, where deputies are asking for your help identifying the suspects involved in the August 2021 homicide of Javion Livings.
Investigators with the St. Martin Parish Sheriff's Office are asking for the public's assistance in identifying the suspect or suspects wanted in connection with the August homicide in Orneville, Louisiana. In the early morning hours of August 14, 2021, following a night out in downtown Lafayette, Javion Livings, 19 years of age, arrived at his residence at the 1000 block of Kennedy Drive in Orneville, Louisiana. Shortly after 3:57 a.m., Javion sustained fatal injuries when unknown individuals shot multiple rounds into his residence. Following the shooting, two black male subjects were seen running from the area. If you have any information to this shooting or know the identity of the suspects wanted in this homicide, please contact St. Martin Crimestoppers by 337-441-3030 or use our free P3 Tips app. All tipsters, of course, will remain anonymous, and if your tips lead to an arrest, you'll be eligible for a cash reward. Like I said in the past, St. Martin, together we can make a difference. We need your help to apprehend these individuals that executed Javion Livings. God bless.
Another unsolved murder case nearly a year after a young man was gunned down in St. Martinville. Surveillance video could help crack the case. Police are asking for your help in identifying two possible suspects seen in the area just minutes before the deadly shooting. The shooting happened last August in the 700 block of Washington Street. 18-year-old Javante Anthony was killed. Authorities say the two people you see here in surveillance video were walking in the area 10 minutes before the shots were fired. One of the individuals was armed with an assault-style rifle. Anyone with information, if you recognize these two, you are asked to call law enforcement. In St. Landry Parish, detectives there are looking for a missing person. The case has now gone cold and authorities need your help. Detective Sergeant Calvin Tidwell has the crime of the week.
You're watching St. Landry Crimestoppers.
Detective Sergeant Calvin Tidwell with the St. Landry Parish Sheriff's Office comes to Crimestoppers and asks your assistance with a cold case missing person incident.
On February 19, 2022, deputies responded to a complaint that a vehicle being used by Dion DeCluet was found abandoned on Anointing Drive. The family member went on to explain that she had information that her brother Dion was being put into the trunk of a car on Herman Street in Opelousas. Deputies went to the abandoned car and Opelousas police were sent immediately to Herman Street. St. Landry detectives met Opelousas police officers on Herman Street where officers searched the residence and the surrounding areas. A drone search of the areas of concern was also conducted with no results. As of this date, Dion DeCluet is still considered missing. Contacts with area law enforcement agencies have been unable to provide any additional information as to Dion's whereabouts.
Should you or anyone you know have information on this or any other crime or incident, should contact the St. Landry Crimestoppers. Use our QR code on your screen or tip using any mobile device by dialing **tips. Remember to download our P3 app and tap the app to say it here and submit your anonymous tips. On behalf of St. Landry Crimestoppers Board, Detective Sergeant Calvin Tidwell, Sheriff Bobby J. Guitros in the St. Landry Parish Sheriff's Office, thank you and have a blessed day.
If you have any information on this crime, call Crimestoppers at 948-TIPS. You could earn up to a $2,500 cash reward.
When it comes to unsolved cases, it could take decades to close them. News 10's Jasmine Dean travels to Jennings to speak exclusively with the city's police chief about how he and his department handle these cold cases.
What some consider cold cases, the Jennings Police Department calls them unsolved active cases. And Jennings Police Chief Danny Sims says although his department is experiencing a shortage, it's not stopping them from actively investigating each case to close them.
We're a small department and we're extremely short-handed at this time. So we have to work active cases as they come in to our to our department.
Jennings Police Chief Danny Sims says, like other departments, experiencing a shortage leaves a limited amount of time and resources for cold cases. However, his department keeps each unsolved case active and relies heavily on technology and DNA.
As advancements come along in the DNA process, we like to revisit some of these cases that have DNA evidence to see if possibly can generate a suspect off of them.
Chief Sims says his department goes back over cases with a fresh set of eyes. He says new investigators will go over each case and look to see if there is something that might be usable or might have been missed. As long as the case is still open, investigators are working until it's solved.
I mean, if it's an unsolved case, especially a homicide or a violent crime, that case remains active with us until it's solved or brought to conclusion.
One case Chief Sims says that is still active and one he is determined to close is a double homicide that happened back in 2013.
The one that is most disturbing to me is the Charles and Katrina Williams case.
He says the couple was murdered in their home while their 4-year-old child was left with their bodies for days.
It was an extremely violent crime, and it is a case that I still believe we can solve to this day.
Chief Sims says it's important that his department close each unsolved case to help give families closure. However, unless new evidence or a witness comes forward, his department will have a harder time solving them.
Without the community's help, witnesses and tips coming in, we're dead in the water. We can't do our job.
In Jennings, Jasmine Dean, KLFY News 10.
Authorities in Lafayette are looking for some fugitives wanted for OWI, domestic violence, among other offenses. And that's why we've invited back Lafayette City Marshal Reggie Thomas. And this is a very popular segment that we've been doing ever since the start of Acadiana Crimestoppers, Lafayette's Most Wanted. So these are people that your office is currently looking for. A lot of these people, they have missed court dates or it's their second or third offenses. So these people need to be brought to justice.
And yes, that's one of the things we do. First offense, I have my marshals out there looking for you. But when it gets to the second offense, then we need help. And that's why we're here. We want Acadiana to look at these people and say, hey, look, we don't want them on our roadway. And we come here and we look at the OWIs, and I always talk about domestic violence. Domestic violence is very serious, and it's something we won't tolerate. And when I took office, that's something I said I won't tolerate. So again, we need Acadiana to come forward, make the call. It's going to be somebody you probably know because it's somebody local.
Yeah, and the calls are anonymous, so if you have a tip, you can call the tips line. It's completely anonymous, correct?
Yes, and that's very important. That is anonymous, and only thing you give us the information, and we get these people off the roadway. Everybody have a loved one that maybe was involved in an accident or know somebody who was killed in reference to somebody driving drunk. We want to stop it, so contact us at 337-291-8725.
Okay, well, with that being said, let's go into our first person here, Jaleel Moore, OWI second offense, like you were just saying. It's its second. First OWI caused a major crash, and the third OWI in West Baton Rouge Parish.
And this is very important. This is somebody, as you can see, that makes a lot of bad decisions.
Yeah.
It's somebody that we have to get off the roadway. You see, one of the OWIs, he had a major crash. He does not appear in court. So what we need to do is get him off the street. We have been looking for him, so we're asking if anybody know who he is, then contact us. You're saving lives. And that's what's most important. When it comes down to a third OWI, then that's really a felony. And as you can see, this was in Baton Rouge. So it's not only in this area, so it's somebody that's moving around. Third OWI is no excuse. First OWI, I believe, is no excuse. And then, a lot of times I come with second OWIs because they're on the top of my radar. So when it get to the third, you beyond on the top of our radar.
Especially after the second one. caused a major crash. So it affected other people.
Yes, and that's why we want them off the roadway, and that's why we want people to know that we're taking it seriously. You know, you have Uber, you have so many different other options that you can do, and we just ask that you use those options. But when you get on a roadway, I want you off the road. So we want you to contact the marshal's office at 337-291-8725 and get this guy off the road.
All right, well, our second person here is Shane Anthony Bourgeois, OWI Second Defense. First OWI with a juvenile passenger, so once again putting another person, especially a young person, at risk, and extensive felony drug arrest history. So he has a history.
Yes, and this is somebody that, you know, again, we have on the top of our list. And again, we get calls after we do these segments. We get calls, and we're looking for them. And a lot of times I would tell you, you done made one bad decision, in this case, 2 bad decisions. Make a good decision and contact us. You know, make it right. We're not going to stop looking for you. It's very serious. And as long as I'm the marshal, when you get to a second OWI, you go on the top of my list.
Yep, everyone out there, second OWI, you've been put on notice. So here's our third person. If we could pull that up here. This person is Lance Hayward George, OWI Second Defense, underage OWI in Lafayette. And he was also arrested for illegal possession of a stolen firearm. So now he's armed.
Yes. A lot of times, you know, OWI is one thing, and it's bad enough as OWI, but when we make a lot of these arrests, it's other things that's involved. You know, the first one was underage OWI. When he was younger, he received the first OWI, then a second OWI. You know, making bad decisions, not learning, and then not appearing in court. You know, not only do you not, I believe he had like 3 opportunities to appear in court and never appeared. So now we're looking for him. And Mr. George, when we locate you, we're going to put you behind bars.
Yeah, well, it just shows a total disregard for the law if you don't even show up for your court date.
Yes.
So here's our fourth person here, and our fourth and last person, April Ann Fisher, a domestic abuse battery, first offense, and she committed the offense in Lafayette. So domestic abuse, you said you're not going to tolerate it.
Not going to tolerate it, and you know, it's very important that we understand that domestic violence is very serious. You know, first offense is very serious. We have to take a stance, and this is taking a stance. You know, you don't come to court. You know, you've been arrested for the domestic violence, but now we have to go look for you, and we're asking for help. So April Ann Fisher, we're asking Acadiana to contact us at 337-291-8725. Or, like I always say, make the right decision. Turn yourself in. Contact us, and at that particular time, come in and we'll work it from there.
And you know, that could probably be the best thing that happens, especially for these people that are committing OWI offenses just continuously. They have a problem. They have an alcohol problem. I don't think they're trying to get on the road intoxicated. They just have an alcohol problem, and they have to get places. So you're giving people help. Maybe they're crying out for help, and maybe getting turned into police will finally get them the help they need to overcome alcoholism.
Yeah, and I look at it, it's my job to stop you from killing somebody.
Yeah.
And the first time, the second time, and when you start getting to the third time, it's just a matter of time before you kill somebody. And before that happens, we want to get you off the road. And I agree, we want to help people if we can help you, but we're not going to allow you to continue to drive drunk on our roadways.
Yeah. Lafayette City Marshal Reggie Thomas, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
On Acadiana Crimestoppers, and he'll be back next week. We'll be right back.
This is a KLFY Plus exclusive, Acadiana Crimestoppers.
In Acadia Parish, detectives need your help finding a utility trailer worth around $50,000 stolen from a local business. Here's Sheriff K.P. Gibson.
Detectives with the Acadia Parish Sheriff's Office are investigating the theft of a utility trailer from the 2500 block of Bregman Highway in northern Acadia Parish. The trailer is described as a white 11-foot Wells Cargo heavy haul with a flat passenger side tire. It contains DJ equipment including PV subwoofers, speakers, amplifiers, and various other equipment. The value of this theft is approximately $50,000. If you have any information regarding this theft, you're urged to call the TIPS line at 789-TIPS or log on to our P3 app to report your tip. All callers will remain anonymous and can receive up to a $1,000 cash reward for information leading to the arrest in this case. Be the difference. For Crime Stoppers of Acadia Parish, I'm Sheriff K.P. Gibson.
If you have any information on this crime, call Crime Stoppers at 789-TIPS. You could earn up to a $1,000 cash reward.
Henderson police released pictures of two men wanted for allegedly stealing several air conditioning coils from a cargo trailer at a business. It happened around 4 a.m. on June 23rd at the business in the 1400 block of Henderson Highway. One of the suspects has a tattoo that reads R.I.P. Brad on the right bicep and another tattoo with unknown lettering on his left forearm. Anyone knowing their identity is asked to call St. Martin Crime Stoppers at 337-441-3030. Authorities in Iberia Parish shared some helpful advice to keep you and your property safe this summer. Police suggest locking your doors and windows and not leaving your spare keys outside. Avoid oversharing on social media when you're going on vacation. Don't post your plans or check in. Install motion sensor lights, know your neighborhoods, and look out for each other. Stay with us. Acadiana Crime Stoppers continues with a conversation with St. Martinville Police Chief Ricky Martin. Martin explains how his department ensures our community remains safe.
This is a KLFY Plus exclusive, Acadiana Crime Stoppers.
Welcome back to Acadiana Crime Stoppers. We are here with St. Martinville Police Chief Ricky Martin. How you doing today, Chief?
I'm good. Great. How you doing?
I'm making it. It's almost the 4th of July, and I know for you guys it's probably a busy time of year with the increased traffic on the road and things like that. But I just wanted to talk to you today, and I appreciate you being here with us on Acadiana Crime Stoppers, just about the overall health of the police department there and maybe some things you guys are doing to help prevent crime on your streets.
Yeah, well, I'm glad y'all had me. It's an honor. So one of the things we've done in the last few months is, or last couple of years actually, we've been installing a camera system throughout the city, and that's helped tremendously. Looking at stats from last year, from 2024, we've had a decrease of about 65%, between 65 and 70% in our cost for service, which means our crime rate went down a good bit, over 50%. So,
wow. So you said 65 to 70%. That's how much crime has gone down in St. Martinville?
Yes, since our camera system, that's the amount. That's how much our call volume has reduced.
So basically, I'm sorry. So basically with the camera system, that's helping you guys have more eyes on the streets. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes. So it's helping us be more proactive. As far as narcotics investigations go, or like, street level narcotics stuff, enforcement, should I say, even traffic enforcement. We have them at all the intersections. We have them all over the city. So, and we start adding some to the system. So, and look, the main thing is when we installed these cameras was just that, to try to reduce crime, because look, we limited on the amount of patrol officers we can have at one time on the street, just like any other department. But the more of these cameras we have, patrol guys go, he can be simultaneously watching the north side of the city up on his computer screen. And then within the office, we have screens with all the cameras on them, so we can monitor them from here constantly. And like I said, everybody can pull it up on their computer. Whoever's working on shift has access to it. So it's helped out tremendously.
Yeah, it sounds like it if the call volume has gone down that much. Are there any other initiatives, any other things that your department has done to be more proactive? I know you said the cameras have really helped, but have patrols been increased any, or is there any kind of community engagement that maybe that bond is getting stronger with the community between some of the neighborhoods that see a lot of the crime and the police department?
Yeah, I mean, we have a few different things we've been doing. One of those things is we started a traffic enforcement program, which we started when I first became chief, and then it kind of gradually went by the wayside because of manpower issues. But now we're back with full staff. Since we did our pay increase, we've been able to, bring in some good guys and gals, and so we're back full staff. So we're able to get our traffic enforcement program started again, and a few other programs that we had prior to. We just didn't have the staffing to get it done. So like I said, we have the traffic enforcement program we've been doing. And what we do with that is anytime we get complaints for like speeding in a certain area or whatever, we'll target that area, issue citations or make traffic stops in that area. And, it's not about going out there and writing tickets. It's about making people aware of either the speed limit or just, to be safe, to travel our streets safely is the main focus. It's not, like I said, it's not about going out there and issuing everybody tickets. It's about stopping these people and making sure they're aware of the speed limit and, the safety aspect of them speeding.
Yeah. And oh, I'm sorry, but speaking of communities, so you said that there was a pay increase. Did the city just find that in the budget, or was some kind of tax passed with that to allow for that increase in pay?
Well, when Mayor Willis took over as mayor, there was a lot of changes he made within the city infrastructure, and the way money was being spent. He changed. There was a lot of stuff he changed to be able to get that done. So the last 2 years, the mayor was and council was gracious enough to give the police department pay increases. The last fiscal year, the police department got a pay increase to get us where we needed to be compared to the other departments in the area. And that's been huge for recruiting and retention of our employees. So since then, like I said, we're full staff now. We're retaining employees. We made some changes within the police department as well that needed to be made as far as management. For me, I had some things I needed to change and do better. And as far as I know, we've been doing that because all the feedback I'm getting back from the public and from the within the department has been positive. So apparently we're doing something right. So we just need to keep doing what we're doing, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, if call volume is down 65 to 70%, and you have that traffic program where your roads are getting safer, your streets are getting safer, and you have all of those cameras that are out as well, that's more eyes on the streets. It sounds like you guys are doing a pretty good job and things are moving in the right direction, I would say.
Yeah, so look, just to kind of put this out there, me and the mayor have a really good working relationship. Everybody knows it. If they don't know it, they're not paying attention, right?
Yeah.
And one I can speak as far as his vision goes. I'm able to speak on that without him being present because that's how well we know each other, and that's how, because I bought into his vision, right?
Yeah.
So he's been mayor, so he understands my vision as the police chief, and I understand his vision as the mayor, and we have the same vision, which always helps, right?
Yep.
So for us to grow the growth of our community. A lot of people don't realize the growth of a community has a lot to do with the police department because people don't want to move to a city that's ridden with crime, or they don't want to move to a city that they don't feel protected in. And look, we can't please everybody. We can't make everybody happy. We do make mistakes. We are human. But for the most part, as long as we're out there doing the right thing the right way for the right reasons, I think we'll be in a good place. And like I said, for the growth of the city, if we're expanding the police department, people see we professional, people see we can keep up with the growth of the city. Hopefully we'll get, people to come in. Because look, for businesses to come into the city, we have to have the people, right?
Absolutely. So
until we bring more people in, as far as maybe subdivisions or things like that, we won't be able to get those businesses in my opinion. I think we have to have the people here first.
Yep.
And the mayor will tell you the same exact thing I just said. So as long as our police department we stay professional, we keep it that way, we keep growing, we keep up with the, our training and the current goings of the criminal justice system, I think we'll be all right.
All right, St. Martinville Police Chief Ricky Martin, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
This is a KLFY Plus exclusive, Acadiana Crimestoppers.
Welcome back. Our partnership with law enforcement continues next week. Join us as we show you more wanted fugitives throughout Acadiana. Lafayette City Marshal Reggie Thomas will be here with us once again for Lafayette's Most Wanted. We'll see what other suspects he's looking for. Also, a one-on-one conversation with Acadia Parish Sheriff KP Gibson. He'll explain what his office is doing to keep the community safe in Acadia Parish. We appreciate you tuning in to Acadiana Crimestoppers exclusively on KLFY+. We will be back next week detailing the latest crimes to be solved and perps to be brought to justice.